Hello everyone, hope you're having a great time. Make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And what I have for you today is what very well might be the most insane war recap of Town Hall 17 as far as normal mode goes. We've got 21 spell space swag and 2 attacks. We've got a brand new LaLo, got a zap furnace attack strategy, and a very deep Spirit Walk drag hit. So make sure to watch the entire video, and if you like what you're seeing right now in this attack, there's 2 more of these attacks at the very end of the video. So notice all this Flame Flinger value up here at the top right. Got a Ricochet Cannon, Multi-Gear Tower, Multi-Archer Tower. The only thing that can stop my Flame Flinger is this X-Bow. So using the Warden to distract the X-Bow and kill the X-Bow before it can kill the Flame Flinger. Dropping down some archers because I want to pull the Warden with the AQ to that 6 o'clock compartment after the Fireball. So now Warden's working in. Drop a Rage just to let the Angry Jelly work a little faster. Only got 35 seconds of Angry Jelly, and I want to kill as many defenses with the Angry Jelly between the Warden and where the Fireball is supposed to go. And the Fireball is supposed to hit the Fire Spitter closest to the Warden to take out both Fire Spitters, 2 Multi-Inferno Towers, and both Spell Towers. This way, the only thing left in the core will be the Town Hall and 1 Multi-Inferno Tower. So just 1 Invis needed to launch the Fireball. EQ's in. Everything's good. Drop in the AQ to help pull the Warden out of the inside of the base. And now we're doing a nice AQ walk with some everlasting rage from the Warden Rage Vial. This is a great way to AQ charge. You will see this in the next hit. You will see this in the last 2 hits. The AQ benefiting from the Warden Rage Vial. So now just sending in some Ice Golems. Stall up some of these defenses. Notice the Monolith is frozen right now. Ice Golems are also great for stalling up enemy heroes. Now we're just sending in BK EQ boots, opened up access to the core for the Town Hall for the AQ, and now we want to keep the AQ on the inside so she can tank defenses, because she is now a very strong tank because she has the benefit of the Warden Rage Vial and the healers. So while she's tanking the inside, we're going to send the RC around the outside, and notice how the RC can freely take out this X-Bow. Now notice RC 2 ability, using Rocket Spirit to help take out this Multi-Archer Tower for the AQ. Since the AQ is low health, this attack is all about synergy. The best pairing of hero equipments to get the most value possible in the game. So now we're sending in an Ice Golem to stall up the enemy AQ. Enemy AQ is stalled up, sending in 2 Headhunters to take her out. And now we have another Ice Golem stalling up this Ricochet Cannon. And now we're going to swag 9 spell space, thanks to the strongest strat in the game, Smiley Swag Killer, and base recognition. So I hope you guys give this a try. It's a lot of fun. Quick note, the Fireball version is the easiest to do as it is the least base specific. So again, base identification. Notice this base, we can get a very nice AQ charge without having to use a Fireball for an initial investment to get the base primed for an AQ charge. So we're sending down that Flame Flinger. We get to get 2 Ricochet Cannons, heck of a steal. Now dropping in the Archer Queen. Archer Queen is going to take out this Archer Tower, going to take out this Mortar, and then we will direct target this Inferno Tower with 4 Rocket Loons, get rid of that Inferno Tower, taking out that Mortar on the left to make sure I can direct target this Inferno Tower, take out the Inferno Tower, and notice the AQ is powered by the Warden Rage Vial. This is the best pairing of hero equipments you can do in the game, and notice we're using the Ice Golems as substitutes for spells. So that Ricochet Cannon is particularly problematic, as the Ricochet Cannon, if you do not distract it, will shoot your AQ, and then the second shot, which is stronger, will hit your Warden and force you to use some spells or force you to use the Warden ability. Also, with this hero equipment pairing, we have Eternal Tome on the Warden, and we have AQ with Magic Mirror and Giant. So we have 2 layers of protection. So where this Ice Golem was slow and didn't get out in front of the AQ is able to go to ability, Magic Mirror, Giant, survive, and now we still have another failsafe, which is the Warden Eternal Tome for later in the raid. So BK met up with AQ and Warden pushed into the core. That is a hallmark of the strat, because you need the EQ boots to open up the core for your other heroes. Alright, so now we have used our second failsafe, Warden Eternal Tome. AQ takes out the Town Hall, and now we got BK working with Warden in this top channel, and we got the AQ working in this bottom channel, sending in the RC on the outside again. She's going to snipe some of these defenses while they are distracted by the BK and the Warden. And if you noticed, I chose 3 furnaces for the Flame Flinger, so that the fire mites could help distract the single target inferno tower and also help distract this multi-gear tower as well as the monolith. So we've got one ice golem left, trying to sneak this ice golem in towards the monolith so that when the monolith shoots it, the monolith will be froze up by the time the RC gets there, and then the RC can take out the monolith. So ice golem manages to get targeted, freezes up the monolith, RC works through, takes out the rest of the defenses, and now we get to swag 12 spell space. So base recognition and the strongest strat in the game, amazing combination. You guys should definitely give this a try, and if you want to see more of these attacks, just check the channel and look for any thumbnail that has that smiley face swag on it, because those are always done with the surgical ice golems, a strat I like to call smiley swag killer. So here we have KueLo coming in with a brand new way to do LaLo. This is a brilliant way to use the new ice block spells. He's going to effectively turn his hounds into invincible tanks, so his minion prince can come in behind and eliminate defenses. This is the hero dive, hound block, minion prince, ice glide. So notice he's coming in with RC, recalling, and the RC was meant to create a funnel for his BK and AQ. Now his BK and AQ can come in towards this Gigabomb compartment and push in towards the town hall. Got the log launcher to help open up some walls, also an earthquake spell to help damage some of these walls, sending in some rocket loons to further funnel his BK and AQ into the core, because he wants to get as much of the core gone as possible, so he has a nice thin channel of defenses left on the outside edge to do the LaLo. So BK and AQ working in, and now he's redeploying his RC at 3 o'clock so that he can further funnel the remaining side of where his BK and AQ are entering the base from. So now all three heroes can work together as a team and get as much value as possible. BK EQ boots go off, opens up this entire core. He's got Magic Mirror, Giant Shine on the AQ, so he will be able to completely destroy the inside of the space. Now he's coming in with the LaLo portion. Notice 3 hounds. 3 hounds to soak up all 3 shots of both of these multi-archer towers. They will also soak up the shots of the air defense, of the enemy RC, of the enemy minion prince towards the top, the scatter shot. So it's just, you're sending in 3 hounds and then you're ice blocking them to turn them invincible so that your minion prince can come in from behind, glide in from behind, and eliminate these defenses. And then you use rocket loons on the outside edge to eliminate some of the outside defenses to keep the minion prince safe in behind the inside ice block hounds. Effectively, this is an AQ charge, only instead of healers, we are using 3 hounds and ice block spells to keep the minion prince out of harm's way. Some of the hounds pop, they further distract some of these defenses. Doesn't have many defenses left, base is wrecked, awesome hit, awesome strat. I highly recommend you guys give this a try, a lot of fun. This will be timestamped and the army comp will be in the description. There's also another full video on how to do this strat on the channel, so I will include that as well. So now just cleaning up on the outside of the base, finishing off some of these defenses. Just have 2 storages left. Could probably swap out 1 minion for 2 goblins or 1 goblin and 1 archer. However, then you risk the chance of triggering ground skeletons. So probably best just to keep the minion. So here we have KueLo again coming in with the exact same strat. And so he's going to RC funnel one side of where he wants to hero dive, which is bottom right. Going to get that funnel established, then recall the RC, deploy his BK, AQ, log launcher, and then redeploy his RC on the other side of the BK and AQ so that all 3 heroes can push in and get even more hero dive value as a team. So synergy. Synergy is the best thing that you can do in the game. Takes out this multi-gear tower, going to recall the RC, recalls. Now he's going to start his BK and AQ hero dive into the core. Going to use some rocket loons on the mortar and this bomb tower to help path his BK and AQ in towards the core. Uses a wall breaker. Now they can go in near the Gigabomb, and the scatter shot drops in the log launcher. Sends in another Yeti with a Velk on the other side to help funnel. Wants his BK and AQ to go in, and now soon he will redeploy his RC to further funnel that other side and make sure that his BK and AQ go into the core where he wants them to. In comes RC, rocket spear activated, gonna take out this ricochet cannon. Notice the enemy archer queen pulls his BK to the outside, so this extra funneling from the redeployed RC is absolutely instrumental in getting his BK back into the core and tanking for his AQ. Also notice his AQ hasn't went to ability yet. He's running Unicorn on AQ to give the AQ extra health so that he can use the AQ ability where he wants to. In comes the LaLo. He's ice blocking his hounds directly over the town hall. They are distracting all the enemy heroes, and they are distracting 3 of the 4 Giga Inferno shots from the town hall. Hopefully a Rocket Loon will distract the other shot so that his Minion Prince won't have to encounter any damage. His AQ was able to pick off the Fire Spitter that would have been facing his LaLo. That is absolutely clutch. And now all he has to do is ice block these hounds or whatever troops he has in front of the dangerous defenses to keep his Minion Prince and Rocket Loons healthy. So now notice how these hounds have went to the outside, and that is problematic because it's going to cause his Minion Prince to come under fire from the enemy AQ and force an ice block on the Minion Prince himself. That's why you use the Rocket Loons to snipe the outside defenses to keep the hounds closer to the core to protect the Minion Prince. However, was able to recover just fine by ice blocking the Minion Prince, letting the hounds come back in front of him, including the Giant, then ice blocking all of them. And now the Minion Prince is taking out, overwhelming this last multi-archer tower, and the base is done. So extremely fun attack. So here we have Amethyst with a Zap Furnace attack, and he planned for all about 2 seconds. He came in right away when war started, and he is going to zap out 2 Expos, multi-gear tower, and the hook. So now he can Warden charge at 12 o'clock and not have to worry about incoming fire from 2 Expos, multi-gear tower, and he does not have to worry about the hook grabbing his Warden and pulling him into the center of the base. So just setting down the furnaces, letting the fire mites get out in front of the Warden and distract for the Warden. Sending in his RC over here at 9, sending in his RC from 9, sending in his BK and AQ down at 6. This is a very confident attack. He is just absolutely overwhelming the space from 3 of the 4 corners. EQ boots on BK to open up some of the 6 o'clock compartment for the AQ. Unfortunately, she is going to wrap around towards 3. Spirit Fox goes down, has to invest in an invisibility spell on his RC. Just going to let his RC die now. Save some of the remaining invisibility spells for his AQ and his Warden. And he's doing this because his Warden is running 2 passive abilities, the Rage Gem and the Life Gem. So there is nothing, no Eternal Tome to save the Warden. So he's going to need that invisibility spell. AQ goes to ability, Giant trying to distract this Ricochet Cannon. However, you can see just how damaging a Ricochet Cannon can be, as a Ricochet Cannon likes to shoot shots off the Giant directly to your AQ. Using another invisibility spell for his AQ to push up and take out this multi-Inferno Tower. Multi-Inferno Towers are one of the most problematic defenses for Fire Mites, so it's nice to get those out of the road. There's just 1 multi-Inferno left, the Giga Poison from the Town Hall, and as soon as the Giga Poison goes down and this multi-Inferno goes down, he will be able to absolutely overwhelm the space with the Fire Mites. That is the craziest thing about these furnaces, just sending an army of Fire Mites to overwhelm the defenses. So you want to make sure to eliminate the defenses that are problematic to the Fire Mites, which are the multi-Inferno Towers. So this makes a lot of sense why he came in from 3 different corners. RC at 9 to take out a multi-Inferno, Warden at 12 to take out a multi-Inferno, BK and AQ down at 6 to take out a multi-Inferno, and he might, if he even wanted his AQ to wrap around towards 3, to also take out a multi-Inferno. It's awesome hit to Amethyst. Here we have Sam X coming in with a Spirit Walk drag attack. This attack is insane because he starts his RC at the top right, and the RC is going to end up taking out 1 Fire Spitter and the Rage Tower right next to the Town Hall. So redirecting his RC into the core with that 1 invis, getting his RC to take out the Monolith right away, and take out this hook. So RC tries to come back down to 3, forces RC back into the core with another invisibility spell, uses Haste File ability on RC to work through some of these high damage defenses faster. Notice he makes the enemy clan castle invisible, so his RC only targets these defenses. Perhaps could have dropped an archer to lure some of the enemy CC out to a corner, but that's always a gamble because a lot of times the RC will chase the enemy CC to the outside edge. So there's a lot of luck if you tried to go that route. So yeah, takes out this Fire Spitter, takes out the Rage Tower, now this Town Hall, and Fire Spitter will be a lot less problematic to deal with. Sends in the AQ, creates some pathing with the Giant Arrow. Got a Giant out in front to help tank for the AQ. Now dropping in the Siege Barracks, using some P.E.K.K.A.s, some Wiz to also help tank for this AQ. Notice the Ricochet shot was skipping towards the AQ. Drops the Dregs just to the right of 6 o'clock. AQ is going to take out this entire 9 o'clock compartment That's pretty clutch. And let's see just how far this AQ goes. So he's being patient with his Warden ability. Uses his Minion Prince Dark Orb to freeze up the Town Hall. AQ's working up here, top left. Using some baby drags, or one baby drag at 3 to help force these drags into the middle. AQ's finally going to go down. Got some Fire Mites coming out of the Siege Barracks to help distract and overwhelm the base. Look at how healthy these drags are. Base is absolutely wrecked. Spirit, Charge, drags are very strong. They're still probably one of the strongest strats in the game. So if you're looking for a nice, quick to learn and dependable high percentage 3-star hit rate attack, this strat along with Root Riders are going to be your best go-tos. Probably the most safe attacks, especially going into CWL. Awesome hit to Sam, awesome Spirit Walk. So here we have headshots hitting the same base that I hit in replay 2, and he noticed that there's just the multi-gear tower protecting the Town Hall if he removes these defenses towards 9 with a Spirit Walk. Then, with all those defenses removed, he's going to send a log launcher in with some logs to take out the multi-gear tower, and then have Yetis pop out and take the Town Hall and completely eliminate the core, so he can do a nice, easy super hog attack. So this was absolutely phenomenal base recognition. These are the fun attacks that you like to see. Taking out this mortar, going to work in towards the flame spinner. Going to take out the flame spinner, and then I believe recall right away. Flame splinter down, recalled RC, and now look at this log launcher. Log launcher is just going to come in nice and easily, take out the multi-gear tower, and then deploy the Yetis inside and finish off the Town Hall. Absolutely insane base recognition. And we have instant armies, so why not do some base recognition to have as much fun in the game as possible? Keep things fresh. Notice multi-gear tower didn't get a shot off on this log launcher. And now the log launcher is nearly to the Town Hall. It's at a point where the Yetis are going to focus right at the Town Hall, freezes up the Town Hall just to keep the Giga Inferno from killing some Yeti Mites. And now the Yetis finish off the Town Hall. Did a hero dive with his BK and AQ to further set up a funnel. Now sending in these Super Hogs with the Warden. Redeploys the RC since the Hogs are out in front tanking for the RC. And he's just going to wrap around this base what's remaining. Counterclockwise from 3 to about 9. He's running Life Gem on his Warden along with Eternal Tome. Life Gem to give his Super Hogs extra hit points so that they can help tank these defenses for longer. Coming in, finishing off the enemy Minion Prince. Needs to get his RC to take out the Minion Prince. Sending in some Hogs from the outside. Eliminate and clip off some of these outside defenses to keep his Super Hogs focused on the inside. A lot like the LaLo attack that we just saw. You want your troops out in front tanking for your RC, just as you want those Hounds out in front tanking for your Minion Prince. So finishes off this base. A lot of Hogs left, completely overwhelmed. Phenomenal base recognition. A lot of fun to see those hits. Awesome hit to headshots. Alright, so here we have my mini newly turned 17 in our sister clan. Back with some Fireball, Surgical Ice Golems, and I wanted to show you just how strong the strat is. So yeah, hitting 1 and 2 just to let you guys know. Immediately finding some Flame Flinger value, can get that multi-archer tower, get the Ricochet Cannon, and perhaps the other multi-archer tower next to the Ricochet Cannon. Now dropping in the Warden, got the Angry Jelly to eliminate as many defenses between the Warden and where I want to Fireball. Fireball is supposed to go towards the Fire Spitter closest to the Warden. I want to remove both those Fire Spitters, get rid of that Rage Tower, and get rid of the enemy Clan Castle troops. Using an Ice Golem, freeze up this enemy hero. Also freeze up this Ricochet Cannon. Using a Rage on the Warden, just to help eliminate some of these defenses between where the Warden and the Fireball are supposed to go, so I can use fewer invisibility spells. Dropping another Rage, and that is what both Rages are for. A lot of times you just deploy both Rages right on the Warden. So now Angry Jelly effect is off. I can go ahead and invis, 3 invis, hit the Fire Spitter, drop the EQs, get the Rage Tower, get both Spitters, and get a multi-Inferno Tower. So now I do not have to worry about enemy Clan Castle, and I really do not have to worry about a Fire Spitter facing my AQ and healers when I come towards this Town Hall. And Fire Spitters towards an AQ charge with the healers is the worst thing that you can encounter in the game at Town Hall 17, so make sure to try to eliminate some fire spitters. So sending in a rock loon to help test for traps. Do not have the Sneezy to test for traps, so using rock loons to test for traps. AQ steps in, gonna take out the Town Hall. BK is working in here at 9, and when BK gets towards the Expo, I'm gonna pop his ability so that he can open up the core for the AQ. Pop his ability, opens up the core, manages to clip that Rage Tower. That's why you want to have Spiky Ball, because eliminating an enemy spell tower with a Spiky Ball is just, it's too easy. So now sending in some Ice Golems to help protect the RC. So the Ice Golem stalls up the enemy Minion Prince, so drop in a Headhunter to help take him out while he's distracted. AQ2 ability, Magic Mirror Giant. Notice how she's protected, and we're going to have 4 spells left over. So yeah, this strat is absolutely OP, especially if you pair it with some base recognition. If you take your time and figure out what bases work best for this strat, you can absolutely just destroy and wreck bases in Clan War. And you can also absolutely destroy bases in Legend League with this attack. Alright, so base number 2. Dropping in some barbs, and I want to get a bunch of Flame Flinger value at 3, so always test. He did not complete or select his new seasonal defense, so that will make the attack just a little bit easier. And for the fireball, I want to take out the Multi-Inferno right above the Clan Castle. I want to get that Multi-Inferno, I want to get the Clan Castle, I want to get the Multi-Inferno just below the Clan Castle, and I also want to get the Multi-Gear Tower. Mainly, I want to get rid of the Clan Castle CC troops. I do not have to worry about the Fire Spitters on this attack because I'm going to deploy my AQ just to the right of the Warden, walk down and enter around 3. So the healers will be safe behind both Fire Spitters. Alright, so Angry Jelly has worn off. Warden is focusing on these outside trash buildings. That means it's time to make defenses invisible. Use the FB. We have the new terrible looking fireball come out, and now we can drop our AQ to get our Warden to follow. So we have the Warden Rage Gem powering our AQ charge. Sending in some Ice Golems just to help distract some defenses. Sending in some Rocket Loons down here just to the left of the Flame Flinger to further create pathing so that the BK works in towards the Town Hall, because we want the BK to push in towards the Town Hall, work his way close to those air sweepers, so then we can use the ability to open up the core for the AQ. BK is working in, Ice Golem freezes up the entire Town Hall. All these heroes benefiting from the Rage Gem. BK works up, and now we're going to drop in our RC. We're putting 1 Ice Golem next to the Ricochet Cannon. It's always a solid if you can put an Ice Golem in front of a Ricochet Cannon to keep the Ricochet Cannon from hitting your RC, and then the second shot skipping and killing the Spirit Fox, so you have the Spirit Fox for later in the raid. So we still have Ice Golems in the core, sending an Ice Golem out to the outside edge. We still have 1 more Ice Golem. AQ2 ability, we have the Giant working in the core. We're about to get a wall nerf, so the Giant beating through walls for your AQ is going to be even stronger. RC2 ability, I'll arrange some of these defenses. What do we have? We have 8 spell space left over. Yeah, so this strat is absolutely insane. Using this Ice Golem to distract this Ricochet Cannon. RC is wrapping around from 9. Kills the last defense. 8 spell space swag. Absolutely OP strat. So make sure to like, comment, follow for more of these videos. Thanks for watching.